This is the future.
Before we begin this video, I would like to know what Incarnon Genesis would you be getting next week? Let's discuss this in the comment section below after watching this video. Now, week 4 of Duviri Paradox will hold a couple of interesting Incarnon Genesis choices. Well, except for one. I will not judge the Incarnon Dualica yet, and I am hoping that this melee weapon will somehow have good upgrades because honestly, for the past few weeks, melee Incarnon Genesis in Duviri are trash for me. They upgrade the melee weapon, but not to the point that it can compete with the Incarnon guns. If I see another perk that converts impact to bleed pox at a 50% chance rate again, then that Incarnon Genesis is a no-go for me. There are a bunch of choices in week 4. There's the Incarnon Genesis for dual Toxocyst. The dual Toxocyst is a pair of infested sidearms oriented towards puncture damage. Successfully achieving a headshot with this weapon temporarily grants it an increased fire rate, additional toxin damage, reduced recoil, and infinite ammo. However, its initial recoil is very high and its initial fire rate is very slow. There will be a couple of interesting perks to improve this weapon. Its second evolution will let you choose from damage per status proc on an enemy or increased fire rate on ability use. The third evolution has perks like faster reload speed from reload empty, reload while holstered, and negative recoil. And the final evolution has perks like increase crit chance, additional viral damage in frenzy state or punch through on kill. If a dual pistol with conditions is not your type, then there's the Incarnon Genesis for Mitre. The Mitre is a saw blade launcher used by Grineer eviscerators. The disc must be charged to deal maximum damage. However, weaker uncharged shots can be fired in rapid succession as well. I don't usually use this gun for damage, but only for utility in destroying nullifier bubbles with the neutralizing justice augment. But with the Incarnon version, I think I might finally min-max this weapon. For its evolution 2, you can choose from an increased fire rate with an active channeled ability, or multi-shot costs ammo, taken from pool not clip, and does bonus damage. Tier 3 evolution will be projectile speed, increased reload speed, or increase ammo capacity. And for the final evolution, it's either the perk that adds AoE for each bounce, high crit chance, or balance crit and status chance. I'm kind of curious about the AoE per bounce, as it would mean that I could create some AoE bleed proc mini nuke given that Mitre is heavy with slash and status chance. However, I'm also hesitant since the Mitre has a low crit chance, and its overall damage is not that high. In the end, I'm having second thoughts of picking this one. If you are in doubt too, then there's another option, and that is the Torrid Incarnon Genesis. The Torrid is an infested variant of the Ogris, firing toxin grenades that release clouds, similar to the ones thrown by lobby crawlers. It has good crit and status chance, and the evolution for its Incarnon form is pretty interesting also. For its second evolution, you can choose from either multi-shot on the last shot in the clip, or multi-shot costs ammo, taken from the pool, and does additional damage. For the third evolution, you can either add projectile speed, or reload from empty. The first shot has increased explosion radius or increased clip size. And for its final evolution, its high crit chance, balanced crit and status chance, or embed time increased. Embed time is that toxic cloud duration. If I see something good with the Dualica, then I would pick it as my 10th reward for Incarnon Genesis. But, if it's still crap, then I would go with either Torrid or Mitre. So what's your first pick then, squad leader? Well, the Incarnon Atomos, and this will be my 5th reward as I would want to see what will be the evolutions of this already powerful weapon. The Atomos is a Grineer particle cannon, firing a heat-based beam that can chain between multiple enemies. It's a Kuvanuka, but it's easier to get since it's only a Mastery Rank 5 weapon, and the Atomos' blueprint can be purchased from the market. The pistol also has a good critical chance and insane status which goes up to 41%. Sadly, the leak months ago did not show anything about the evolutions of the Atomos, but I can't wait to try this thing. Out of the bunch, this microwave pistol is what I am most excited about. Most of these new weapons, or should I say an upgraded version of already existing ones for the Incarnon system, are already fairly not that good and unpopular. The only real outlier is the Atomos, which didn't need an Incarnon adapter, because it is still quite powerful, if and only if the Incarnon Genesis is supposedly added just to bring Mastery Rank fodder weapons up. but to be honest with you, I don't care about the philosophy behind the Incarnon Genesis system. As long as I see something that will increase power, I will surely love to use it. Now, let me show you what Atomos can do in its normal state. So the current build I have for the Atomos is this, a mix of galvanized mods, critical and dual stat mods. The best in slot here is the primed faction mod, which increases the overall DPS of your heat Atomos. This pairs well with the Cascadia Flare Arcane as the heat ramp up fast, giving you that extra 480% damage boost for the weapon. And this is how this Mastery Rank 5 weapon fare against Steel Path enemies given with the 4 former build and these mods. Not bad for a Mastery Rank 5 weapon, right? Now, just imagine what it can do with its Incarnon form, with all the perks that it will gain next week. However, there's another side of the story for the Incarnon Atomos. What if, just what if, the Incarnon mode will not be what we expect? Most of the Incarnon forms for guns in the past week are pretty standard, but they have some additional features such as the Lex. That's Incarnon form fires a wide projectile that deals radiation damage, with significantly increased base damage, critical chance, critical multiplier, and status chance, and 1.4 meter punch through, but no longer deals puncture or slash damage, has drastically slower fire rate, and a limited range of 28 meters. Now, what if the Incarnon form of Atomos will also change into something we did not expect? Something like the Felix, which turns the shotgun into a hand cannon. What if Atomos will be turned into an AoE hand cannon? I really don't want to jinx it, but Digital Extremes have some tendency to do such things, and they think that it would be good to add a variety to a weapon, only that the final version is weak and implemented poorly. It would be cool that if they turn this into an AoE hand cannon, then I hope that the heat property of the weapon will retain, and somehow, I'm hoping that there will be damage over time mechanic to the Incarnon form, just like how Kuva Ogris works with the Nightwatch Napalm mod on it. Just by thinking about this, I'm beginning to have mixed emotions about the upcoming Atomos Incarnon. I am excited about the buffs, and I'm scared of its Incarnon form. We will see what happens next week, but for sure, I will be doing a video about it if it sucks or it melts. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.